Hello, and this is Big Bang Bot, and today I will be reviewing Mega Man for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, this game has a long development cycle, so to make it simple, Capcom wanted to make a home system video game series, so they got their team to create one. Now, the game had many potential names. In fact, according to a Famitsu issue from October 1987, the game was going to be called The Battle Rainbow Rockman. But it wasn't called that. So the game was released on December 17th, 1987 in Japan under the name Rockman. Then it came out in America with this beautiful box art on the same day under the name Mega Man, because America thought that the name Rockman was stupid. And it didn't come out in Europe until May of 1990. Wow, that's a long way. Anyway, the game received positive reviews and was later ported on the PlayStation, mobile, PSN, and the Wii, and the Virtual Console, as in all three of them. But does this game still hold up today? Well, let's find out. The story of Mega Man is that this guy named Dr. Light, who was based on the scientist Dr. Thomas Edison, made two housekeeping robots, Rock and Roll, and yes, that music reference was intentional. And he also made 6 super helpful robots to help others, which were Cutman, Electman, Iceman, Fireman, Gutsman, and Bombman. But this evil scientist named Dr. Wily, who was based on Albert Einstein, decided to mess with the robots and make them evil. But he didn't do it with Rock and Roll. Rock was very confident and said to Dr. Light, "You know what, Dr. Light? What? I want to kill those beefy robots and make them back to normal." "Why do you want to kill them? I made them and I do not want them dead." "Fine, I'll just make them good again." Good idea. So then Dr. Light puts Mega Man in this machine, which turns him into Mega Man. And then it's up to Mega Man to stop all of the 6 Robot Masters, and then defeat Dr. Wily once and for all. The story is simple, yet effective. I have no problems with it, it's just fine. But I do wonder how that conversation went, like when Mega Man wanted to become Mega Man. I just wonder, but I've already done a reenactment of that, so whatever. In the game, you can choose which Robot Masters you want to play in whatever order you want, which was actually pretty innovative for the time. So there's Cutman, Electman, Fireman, Bombman, Iceman, and Gutsman, and once you beat all of them, you can fight Dr. Wily. Now, each Robot Master has their own stage, which you can play through, and once you get to the end of the stage, you have to fight that Robot Master with your bare fists, or just your silly little pea shooter thingy. But here's the cool thing about Mega Man, which was also really innovative for the time. Once you beat that boss, you get this energy ball thingy. Now that's not the special bit. Oh no, I'm going to tell you what the special bit is. You get that boss's weapon, which you can use to kill enemies, and another unique point of the game, you can use that weapon on other bosses, which is actually really cool and really interesting. Now, let me just say this. Now, some of these weaknesses are logical, such as Electman, if you want to kill him, you have to use scissors, because, you know, you can kill electricity with scissors. Die! Yes! It won't work anymore because I cut it! That's right, I cut that! However, other weaknesses don't make as much sense. A perfect example of that is that Iceman's weakness is the Elect Beam, which is electricity, which you get from Elecman, and I'm pretty sure that ice is made of frozen water, and I'm pretty sure that electricity doesn't go very well with water, and I'm pretty sure that water gets the upper hand. In case you're wondering what every boss gives you, let me tell you all about it. Your regular weapon is called the Mega Buster, where you just shoot these silly little pellets. From Cutman, you have the Rolling Cutter, where you shoot your a pair of scissors. From Elecman, you have the Thunder Beam, where you shoot 3 strikes of lightning. From Bomb Man, you have the Hyper Bomb, which is the most useless weapon in the game. It's basically a bomb that explodes. Then from Guts Man, you have the Super Arm, where you pick up these thingies, and it's the weapon you can use the least, but it's helpful when you need it. From Iceman, you get the Ice Slasher, where you can freeze enemies, but that is also pretty useless. And last but not least, from Fireman, you get the Firestorm, which lets you throw fire. And then there's one more power-up. That's right, there's one more power-up. In order to get this last power-up, you need to go to Elecman stage and either use the Thunder Beam or the Super Arm, although I recommend using Super Arm because you need to beat Elecman to get the Thunder Beam. But once you do, you get the Magnet Beam. This thing is broken. You can make platforms and walk over them and just break some parts of the game, and it's even more glitchy because you can clip through the bottom of the floor, which can be really helpful and really glitchy sometimes. It's just so satisfying. And here's another awful diagram I made, and this time it's how the weapons work to beat Mega Man properly with the main bosses. So you go from Cutman to Elecman. So you use the Rolling Cutter on Elecman, then you use the Thunder Beam on Iceman, and then you use the Ice Beam, Ice Slasher on Fireman, and then you use the Firestorm on Bomb Man, and then you use the Hyper Bomb all on Guts Man, and then you use the Super Arm on Cutman, and then it goes on and on and on and on and on. And that is a diagram I made on how the weapons work, how the best weapons to use on each enemy. It works so beeping simply. I just love this. I love it. Despite the fact that I'll probably get an F- if I had to do this for an English test. Oh. Personally, I like to fight Gutsman first. But that's just me, because I want to get the Super Arm as soon as possible so I don't have to play Elecman stage twice to get the Thunder Beam. Anyway, once you beat all the Robot Masters, you can face Dr. Wily, but we'll get to that later because I need to explain a few more of the game's mechanics and other things about the game. Now, Mega Man has very, very, very simple controls, and I'll be using the original NES controls, even though I'm playing this on the Wii Virtual Console. Anyway, you move around with the D-pad, because OVS, you jump with the A button, you shoot with the B button, you go to the pause menu with the start button, and then you can use the real pause with the select button, which is extremely broken. But if you want to change your weapons, just go to the pause screen with start, and then pick your weapon, and then press start again. It's simple. In my case, it's 2 to jump, 1 to shoot, plus to go to the menu and select pause. But that's only because I'm playing on the Virtual Console. Mega Man controls just fine. Plus, you go up and down ladders with up and down. Duh! Anyway, Mega Man controls just fine. I do find his jumps very slightly delayed, but that's mainly because I like doing tricky jumps. But overall, Mega Man has great controls, and it just controls just fine. Now, Mega Man can collect power-ups along his way down this evil journey. Yep, there's power-ups in this game. First, there are these blue balls, which sometimes come in red, and all they do is give you points. And just to let you know, points in this game are beeping pointless. Get it? Points are pointless. Oh, never mind. Then there are these light bulb thingies, which you can get in small and large quantities, which restore your health. Oh, just look at that cute little one. It's so beeping cute. No, I'm only joking. Oh my god, I got hit. That means only one thing. Grab it. Sorry, little light bulb thingy. Then there are these weird TV thingies, or these coloured light bulbs. I don't know, which change depending on which power-up you're using, which is really cool, which restore your energy, and they also come in large and small quantities. And last but not least, other than the magnet beam, Mega Man's head, which when you collect will give you an extra life. Yeah, I like extra lives. Graphically, Mega Man 1 looks very good for an NES game from 1987. I mean, the game's nice and colourful. In fact, the main reason why Mega Man was blue was because of the NES's limited colour palette and the fact that it had, well, more blue than any other colour on the system. Now, unfortunately, if there's too much beep on the screen, the game will either A, slow down, or B, sprite flicker. Hey, the magnet beam is practically sprite flicker mode because it always flickers. But the game still does look nice for 1987, and it's still appealing to look at today. Even though there are games which look a lot better, but for an NES game it definitely looks appealing enough, and it doesn't look terrible. I love the fact that the European box art says that it has state-of-the-art, high-resolution graphics, even though the game came out in May of 1990 in Europe, and the fact that the Mega Drive was out at that time, which meant that they weren't state-of-the-art because the Mega Drive had a lot better graphics, and the game had sprite flicker and slowdown, so yeah, they're not state-of-the-art graphics, even for 1990 or even 1987, but for an NES game, they still look good. The music in Mega Man is great. The music is not bad at all. I can't name one song that I don't like. My favourite song might be Elect Man, the keyword being might be. The sound effects are just classic. The Mega Buster shooting, the landing, it's just so classic. However, in the European version, they slow down both the music and the sound effects because, well, the NES's processor was slower in Europe, so boo-hoo for us. And thankfully, there's no voice acting. Yes! As for the difficulty, well, this is hard to explain. Most people call this game a very hard game. And some people even call it the hardest in the series, which I disagree with, but hey. If it's your first time playing especially, this game can be very hard. For example, in Iceman stage, there are these disappearing blocks, and this is a really annoying part in the game. Now, there are more of these in the game, but this is the most annoying one, especially if you don't have the magnet beam, which sucks if you don't. And it is also one reason why I always get the magnet beam first, so I can get through this annoying section even though I don't really use it properly. I mean, just look at how much easier this is compared to doing the real thing. That's nice and simple. And then we have this part. Now this bit looks easy, but if you get hit, you're gonna fall off. In fact, if you land on these guys incorrectly, you're gonna fall through them. And that really beeping sucks. Which can make this game really hard if it's your first time playing. And especially if you're not using the magnet beam. However, I actually don't find this game that hard at all. I can beat the game in around 45 to 50 minutes by only dying a few times, which I got to say is pretty impressive considering that some people call this the hardest game in the series, which is odd considering that there are some games in the series which aren't the same difficulty as this. Mega Man 9 and Mega Man Base. But hey, we still have one thing we haven't discussed yet. That's right, there's still one thing we haven't discussed. Dr. Wily. Oh, and one other thing which he has with him. His annoying spaceship. I don't know how he managed to get a spaceship, but trust me, that is cool. Except for the fact that it sounds annoying. Anyway, when you get to Wily, you have to go through 4 stages, each with a boss, and unfortunately, you cannot steal their powers, which kind of sucks. But anyway, I'm going to tell you what all the bosses are. There's the Yellow Devil, and no. Just no. No. That is not funny. No. Your MS Paint skills aren't even good. Just no. No, that is horrendous. No. I'm not taking it. Whoever made this, I hate you. Your work's terrible. I'm not going to publish it. I'm not going to pay £1 billion on it. I'm not even going to spend 1p on it. This thing is dreadful. It sucks. Your MS Paint skills suck. And overall, you're just terrible. I just need to get rid of it. Just die, you stupid thing. Just die. I'll make you as tiny as possible so you can die. There we go. That was perfect. This is where I might as well explain the useless weapons, which is a bad part. The Ice Slasher is just useless. Its only uses is for freezing these fiery thingies and killing Fireman, but it doesn't have any other uses other than to freeze enemies, which can be useful sometimes, but, well, it can't damage enemies and it can't damage any bosses except for Fireman, so the Ice Beam is useless. The worst weapon of them all is the Hyper Bomb. Seriously, it's beeping useless. The only use it has is to kill Gutsman, but it has no other uses in the game at all. It's much better in the remake Mega Man Powered Up, but we'll get to that a bit later. And another thing is that your weapons do not have infinite energy, because if you use up your weapons, you lose your weapon energy. And also the other thingy is your actual health. So those are things you have to know. And if you lose all your health, guess what happens? You die. I'm a beeping genius. None of you would have worked that out without me. Wouldn't have you? Oh wait, maybe you would have, but whatever. Right before you fight the Yellow Devil comes the only part in the game where the Magnet Beam is mandatory. That's right, there's only one section in the whole beeping game where you need the Magnet Beam. Although it is still super useful in the rest of the game, but that is the only part where you need it. And then you enter the chamber. And then comes the epic song. You know, earlier in my review I said that Elecman was possibly my favourite song? Well, I take that back, because this song is probably the best song, or maybe the second boss or Wily Tower theme. Now, this Yellow Devil is so beeping hard. His weakness is the Elect Beam, which only takes off 8 pieces of health, and he teleports all over the place, and you have to jump over his things. Now the pattern is, well, worker outable. That's not even a real word, but whatever. But it is annoying. Luckily, this is where the pausing comes into use, because if you repeatedly pause with the select button, you can murder the bosses. And that is really, really useful. After you fight Yellow Satan, you go to the next stage, which has the same music as the previous stage, but it's a good song, so I don't mind too much. Anyway, this level's nice and simple. This is where I can actually explain the good things about this game before we get any further. First off, the game looks really nice for an NES game, and it sounds great. It controls fine. The game is really unique. It's just so unique. I can't name any game before this which would let you choose a stage that you wanted to go to, and then go to that stage, and then beat a boss, and then steal their powers, and then use their powers. But then, we go down, and then, what the beep? It's Cutman! I thought we already killed you, Cutman! Oh wait, maybe he's a zombie. I don't know. Anyway, you have to refight Cutman for some reason, and yeah, you don't have any super arm to beat him this time, but hey, whatever. We beat him. One extremely minor nitpick that I have with the game is that if you collect an item, the game will freeze, and after it freezes, you will move for a bit longer. And that is annoying when you're collecting health power-ups and weapon power-ups, but it's an extremely minor nitpick, and I can get through it really easily. And whoop! I fall through the floor again, and Electman! Oh my god, we're fighting two of the Robot Masters again! And yep, I killed Electman. And then we have the rest of the stage, and what's the boss at the end of the stage? Why, it's none other than your evil arch nemesis. No, it's not Dr. Wily, but it's my clone? What? I'm fighting my clone. That is weird. And this boss, some people call it hard, but it's not that hard. I mean, it may be tough, yes, but I can usually get past it. Just use the fire beam, it's the most useful item against this boss. Because, you know, it just is. Oh beep! Yes, I beat him on my last piece of ammo. I can definitely tell you that it's way easier fighting your clone in the game than fighting your clone in real life. Don't believe me? Then I'm going to prove it to you. Oh, hello me. Do you want to have a fight? Of course I want to have a fight with you, idiot. Okay, then let's fight. Ow! That hurt me. Let's try again. Oh! Ow! My hands hurt. Well, I might as well try and use my head. Ow! You may have won this time, but next time you won't be so lucky. Oh, it was nothing. I'm just you. Oh, that really hurt. After that, we have another Wily stage with new music, which is a tie with the Wily boss theme as my favourite theme in the game. Now, after the screen that we're about to enter is a weird fast section, which is annoying, but luckily I know how to skip it. Do you want to know how to skip it as well? Well, I'm going to teach you. If I can do it right. Oh, come on, Mega Man. You can do it. One more try, Mega Man, and then it's over. Yes! We did it, Mega Man, and then just keep mashing select, and then you can get through. Just look at Mega Man do this. This is very disorienting. And then I land in a bunch of bricks, and then we meet our next boss. This thingy! Now, his weakness is the super arm, but there's only 4 thingies, and while you can get more if you're very lucky, you'll most likely get rid of them anyway, because it's unlucky. It's just a glitch, where you, a 1 frame glitch where you can just get more. But once you've killed him 3 times, you can get your super arm again, and then murder him. Yes! I killed him alright! Okay, we're at the final level, and it has the same music as the 3rd level, which is great because I love this song. First, we're just climbing up a ladder and killing these guys, making sure they don't hit me, and then we come to this triple part. Ooh, interesting. And you can just do that to get rid of it. Then you have this section, which I'm not going to go through since it's the same thing for a few seconds, so will excuse me until we get to the next interesting bit. In this level is the only time that you'll see this Capcom thingy, which practically restores everything. It restores all of your weapon energy, and it's just so awesome. And then we have a boss rush. Nothing interesting to see here, just move on. After a hallway and this power-up, you enter Wily's lair. Just a few glitches, but I'm not going to do them. Anyway, the final fight with Wily, especially with that pause strike, is not hard at all. First, we have his first form. All you need to do, get your Firestorm, mash select, but not too fast, otherwise not every hit will count. Then switch to the Elect Beam, and then pause, 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 and pause. Just keep pausing until he dies. Wily, are you ever gonna die? Yes, he is. He's nearly dead. Yes, he's dead. Well, he's not dead, but whatever. Wily begs for mercy, and this is the first out of 11 times that he's going to beg for mercy on you. And then that is the end of Mega Man. We beat Dr. Wily, we made the Robot Masters normal again, we did everything. Yes! And let's see that score tally up. Awesome. That was cool. Overall, Mega Man is a great game. The game has aged very well in my opinion, and overall, it's just a very good game. It has very good graphics at the time, great music, great controls, great gameplay, and overall the game is just great. Yes, the game is hard if it's your first time playing, but once you play it enough, like I have, then the game becomes relatively easy. Overall, I'm going to give Mega Man a B+. This game is great, and I definitely recommend you play it. But what about the remake on the PSP? That's right, this game got a remake on the PSP under Mega Man Powered Up. Now, I'm not going to go into full details, maybe another day, but definitely not yet. This is basically a remake of Mega Man 1, and, well, it's not bad at all. In fact, it's pretty good. It has a very nice art style, and the game still controls fine, and it lets you create your own levels. It has some challenges. You can play as all the boss characters, and there's even 2 new ones, Oil Man and Time Man. And overall, the game is just really good. It has a new style mode, which is the new version of the old style. Now, the only big problem I have with this game, which is why I don't recommend you pick this up but not the original, is that the old style is not the original game. You know, like what the beep is on the screen right over there. But instead, it's basically the old game with the same music, just with this game's art style and none of the glitches, which sucks. But overall, it's still a good game, but do I prefer it over Mega Man 1? It's on par. If you like Mega Man 1, then definitely play Mega Man Powered Up. But I definitely recommend you play Mega Man 1 and Mega Man Powered Up. If Mega Man Powered Up had the original Mega Man on it, then I definitely recommend it, but it doesn't. I give Mega Man Powered Up a B+. A very good game, but not the best. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Mikey Angry Bird, if you made a reaction on this, thank you for doing that. Anyway, this is Big Bang Bot signing.